Hello, everyone. I'm waiting for the... So I'm Michael. I'm from BITMAIN, based in Switzerland. I'm Europe's representative, let's say, for BITMAIN in Switzerland, but in Latin America we don't have anyone at this moment, so we are covering both the Latin American market and the Middle Eastern market. So basically we are BITMAIN. We are the world's largest manufacturer of mining equipment, and our motto is to create a digital better world. And I'll structure my presentation in three parts. Explain a little bit about who we are, then what's mining in general, what's proof of work mining, and in general then about our main products, the Antminer, and how we see the evolution of mining farms around the world. So BITMAIN by itself, it's one of the oldest companies that are manufacturing ASICs for Bitcoin mining. It has been founded more than, let's say, 11 years ago, and it has evolved into the biggest manufacturer in the world. And we have reached already in 2018 an annual revenue of more than 3.3 billion with a valuation of 14.5 billion. And at our highest, we were at around 50 billion USD in valuation. But we are not a public company. We are a private company, so you won't find us on the stock market or anything like that. We are headquartered in China, in Beijing, and our main focus is actually R&D. And around 50% of our staff is working in R&D and developing products. Only maybe 1/10 or 1/20 of the company is working on sales and business development. I'm part of the business development part, but in the back there's a lot of research and development and a lot of, let's say, infrastructure, a lot of technology business, and only then we do the sales part. In terms of how we work, we are mainly focused in China, but we have global R&D centers in the US, in Singapore, and we manufacture around the world in Southeast Asia and in China and in Taiwan. In terms of mining by itself, we are helping the market through bull and bear markets. During the bear markets, we are helping the companies through financing hosting and distributing value, distributing coupons to them, and basically offering loans to long-standing customers to go through the bear markets. Whereas in the bull markets, we are usually more or less expanding the market, gaining new customers, getting new people in the industry, and seeing how we can evolve. Then this is our business. So our main part is, let's say, it's like the Antminer, which is our main product that is basically around in 80% of the mining business around the world. We have our own pool, and we have our own cloud mining platform. And then we recently have a financial platform which we use to finance miners. We do, let's say, investment, miner loans, power loans, and general VC. And our base works really from the research and development. Then we do the sales, which is our main income generator. Then we finance mining, and then energy collaboration, and then literally our last priority is, let's say, hosting around the world. This is really more to encourage companies during the bear market to develop. Then in terms of our Antminer, let's say mining is a very much energy business. So we are always working on efficiency. Currently we have the most efficient miners in the market. And this is not as updated as it could be. Like our latest miner is now at 12 joules per terahash, and it's the S21 XP Hydro. So we have generally evolved from 2000 joules per terahash to 15 joules per terahash, whereas the power of our miners has really evolved. And currently our most powerful miner can reach around 860 terahashes. So here is more or less the evolution. We are focusing a lot on the hydro mining, which we believe is the new trend and the new future in mining, and therefore we have, worked a lot in developing towards that direction. These are some of our, let's say, coins that we produce miners for. So we mostly produce Bitcoin miners, but then we work for Kaspa, for Doji, for ETC, Zcash, various others. And then how we do mining. We suggest hydrocooling recently, hydrocooling miners that we can put in containers. We have 3 types of containers that more or less can work all around the world. They can work in hard environments, like in very hot environments like the Middle East. They can work in cold environments like the north of Europe. And in general, they can work more or less, we believe, everywhere, because we have solutions that involve a lot of water, solutions that are very dry, or solutions that can even generate heating. So yeah, these are how we expect mining farms to look, and these are the solutions that we are currently promoting. Yeah, these are our 3 types of products that you can also find on our website. So more or less one of them is with a dry wet tower. This is really for, let's say, common environments where you both find a little bit of water, but it can also get a little bit cold. The plate heat exchanger is the most space conscious, and it's very easy in very easy conditions, let's say where the weather is acceptable, where everything works fine. And then the dry tower is really more for colder temperature and yeah, where you don't have water in more harsh conditions. For example, we use this in Africa and Ethiopia. Then this is about us, more or less, that we have global hubs around the world and support center, after sales, like we are, let's say, very global. We have in Paraguay 2 centers. This is our main thing in Latin America. Then we have a lot around Russia and US, which are our 2 biggest markets. And then a little bit in the Middle East and Africa. And then, of course, in China, where is our main headquarters. Yeah, that's more or less how we do partnerships. This is more or less from our corporate social responsibility, that we invest a lot in donations, and we have a lot of social responsibility within China, but we are working on this around the world as well. So that would be quite it in short, and if you have any questions about mining in particular, on how to start mining, I'm here around the conference, or I can already answer now to some questions. Yeah.
Hi. We construct solar panel parks
Yeah.
here in Argentina. As of now, last 7 years, we've been building a whole bunch for private companies. But this year in March, we're starting 30 megabytes of our own solar panel.
30 megawatts?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to have it probably energized by March.
Mm-hmm.
And because in Argentina, you have to either go and, it's totally funded by us, by the way, like 15 mil. And you have to go out and sell it to private people to buy you the energy. We were looking into mining with whatever we're not selling in the beginning, because we're a new company starting to sell in the market the energy. We're the problem of the place that it's at, it's Chaco, which is really hot, 45 degrees. And so I was looking for maybe an option that would be effective for that kind of weather that you guys recommend, and also to have an idea, like money-wise, when do you think you get the money back? Like probably like starting point, is it 2 or 3 years? I know it fluctuates the price.
Yeah, so
what's the regular?
Yeah, so I guess in terms of solar, it really depends on your uptime, because the sun is not 24/7. So yeah, so that would be one of the challenges. In terms of the temperature, 45 degrees should be no issues for most of our miners, either air-cooled or hydro-cooled. And in general, I would say it really depends on how much money you have spent already. It depends, of course, on the Bitcoin price and on your uptime. But I would say, if we assume that maybe the solar is around 12 hours per day to 14, I'm assuming that your region has a lot of sun. You might, I'm assuming, be able to get back your investment in around 2 or 3 years, depending on which models you use, how much you spend, hash rates, and a lot of variables. But yeah, there is not a clear answer.
Hello, thank you for the information. We work with greenhouses and agriculture. So usually in winter we need to have heat.
Yeah.
Have you done already some project where you use the heat of the mining to temperature? Yes?
Yeah. This is actually one of the biggest trends around Europe, to use heat recovery. Let's say this is how we call it, heat recovery mining. And in this way you can produce heat that you can use to heat the greenhouses then. And in this way you could reduce the costs for energy. I assume in these kinds of projects you would need a little bit more higher temperatures in order to heat the actual greenhouses, depending on what you are producing in the greenhouses. I don't know, I have seen some for like peppers or tomatoes, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's something that we can talk about, I think.
Okay, thank you for your presentation. It's quite clear. My question is simple. Do you have any mining facility in Argentina, or do you expect to have anyone in the short term?
So for us, we do not have any mining facilities around the world that is owned by us. We are only being hosted by other people in case we do that, so they're never ours. We usually find partners around the world. In Argentina, currently, as far as I'm aware, we are not being hosted in any place. As far as I know, only in Paraguay.
From the northern to the southern place in Argentina is able to mine.
Yes, we are exploring, so we can discuss about it after the talk. But for this moment, we do not have anything at this moment in Argentina. Only in Paraguay, as far as I'm aware.
Only for partners. Okay, thank you.
¿Alguna pregunta más?
Hi, thank you for the presentation. Could you talk a little bit more about how the global hash rate is moving around the world and how it's getting decentralized in different regions?
I think it's always moving. As you know, until the China ban, there was a lot of hash rate in China, and it was the biggest amount of hash rate there. Then it suddenly moved to the US, but then depending on the state in US, they're always changing regulations. For example, Europe at one point had quite a lot, but now the prices in Europe are increasing more and more, so therefore it's dropping, and then regulations in Europe are going more down and more down. At one point, Kazakhstan was going up. We see a growth where it's, for example, in Ethiopia and maybe Africa. But I would say it's always moving around according to policy, regulations, and energy prices and sources of energy. So I would say it's very flexible, but at this moment, USA is like the biggest hash rate market. I would say Russia is probably number 2, and then it's we're always looking to develop new markets, new countries, and see where the new hash rate is going to come from.
¿Alguna más? Hay tiempo.
Sorry?
Could we get like a data sheet if we're looking to buy or if we're looking to contact you guys? How do we reach out to you?
Yeah. So we can connect after this thing, and all of our products are anyway on the website. So this is our public presentation actually. So we can talk about all the details. We can explain how we can work with us and how we can support you. Yes. We offer many ways, like for example, even engineering support if you had never had experience from around 5 megawatts and above, and we can offer a lot of guidance, and of course all of these things here we can send you like more detailed information. This is really just let's say the general overview of how mining works in the perspective of BITMAIN.
Has your company exported to Argentina?
Yes, we have exported to Argentina, but we do not do any importation, so we leave our customers to do the customs clearance. We can bring the goods to Argentina or to, and then you would need to kind of handle it.
Hi, Michelle. My name is Magdalena, and I'm working for a Norwegian company. So I'm just by a chance here in Argentina.
Yes.
Norway is quite interesting case study for for the circular use of actually mining, right?
Yes.
So we reuse heat. We're just heating buildings for now. We're working on a project to heat up salmon farms with your hydro containers. So probably that's where solar could be connected to hydro containers, I believe. I just wanted to make a little remark. But what's important actually is also the source of power, right?
Yes.
We need to consider the green power. So in Norway we have 99.8% of hydropower.
Yes.
And in Argentina there is Patagonia.
Yes.
So now we're exploring sites in there. But exactly, how about the import of miners? Have you ever done it here to Argentina? Do you expect any issues on this part?
No, as far as I have been aware, there are people who know how to import miners into Argentina, and they have done it for for many years already, and they have done it legally, as far as I have been told. So, Yes, on our side is, as we mentioned, this is not something that we take care of, but from what we have heard from our clients is that it is doable and it is maybe a little more tedious than it would be in Norway, but it is doable as far as I have heard.
Yes, if I could just say something more,
yeah.
It would be very nice if BITMAIN, because you're on business development side, if BITMAIN could engage more in developing projects like reusing heat from miners, because we are facing such a barrier from government in Norway, but probably it's in many places. It's the same issue, right? Using power. If we reuse power, then people and the governments are more willing to look into mining, into something beneficial, because we upgrade grids, we upgrade many things. We create jobs. But it would be nice if BITMAIN would actually have some business development sector on those green projects, because they need more investment and nobody's actually funding it. Governments don't really help Bitcoin mining operations, okay, let's be honest. So it would be very nice if corporation like BITMAIN would help out a little bit on those green projects.
Yeah, that's exactly something that I'm working on being, let's say, in Europe. So I understand quite well the European mindset towards green development and things like this. And Norway is one of the focused markets, let's say, for me, even though I'm based in Switzerland. So I think it's something that we can explore together. It's something that we are looking on. But for us, it's really much more a product development rather than investment into that. But yeah, I think we can look at it case by case and we can discuss more in detail.
But you can sell more product if you help out good PR for
hopefully
Bitcoin mining, because PR is not good at the moment.
Yes, hopefully. PR is very important as well for green stuff, I would say.
For how long can you use the ASICs? What is the life of an ASIC? And also, what are the common pitfalls of running a mining facility?
So for us, officially speaking, our warranties are 1 year for all the Bitcoin miners, but then we have seen people use them for 4 or 5 years. There are many repair centers around the world. You can try to continue to use them. I would say for us, it's we usually expect at least 4 to 5 years to be usable, and I would say 2 years should be quite good. And then in terms of, but it really depends how you maintain them. Like many people lose warranties by overclocking them, by using them in different ways. So I would say if you follow, let's say, the standard way of operating, the standard way of using them, I would say they're quite, let's say, good machines and that they can be used for the long time. In terms of common issues that you might find with mining, of course, as some people mentioned, is regulations that people can come, government changing, regulations changing, energy prices changing, then weather conditions, of course, depending on some jurisdictions, some safety risks as well. So there are, it's how to say, it's a global industry, so the challenges in every country are different. So the people, the way they mine in Texas, I would say, is very different than the way we mine in Africa or so on and so forth. Yes.
Bueno, estamos. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Gracias a todos.